What follows is a sample game found on pages 23 through 28 in the rulebook. In the first video, the game was set up. Now we start the battle. With no fast commanders on the US side, there is a tactical counter on the experienced anti-tank team along with a command tactic on the scout car, but they will go unused this turn. A 6 is rolled for movement, with a 2 added thanks to the German offensive notation on the campaign card. Enemy tanks, anti-tank teams, and armored cars will either attack or advance depending on their location relevant to U.S. forces. Enemy rifles, half-tracks, and machine guns are then moved toward the U.S. forces to get them in range for high explosive attacks. Enemy trucks, mortar teams, and anti-tank guns advance into areas of cover or they do not move at all. The Panzer III is advanced into heavy cover. He has 3 possible targets for his HE attack. Due to modifiers, he must roll at least a 7 to achieve a hit. Because Unit 921 has the lowest defense, the Panzer targets that counter by rolling 2 10-sided dice. A single hit is scored. The defending unit rolls to negate this attack, but it fails. A single damage counter is drawn for the unit. Saunders, the commander, draws a single stress counter. The Panzer IV enters the hex with the 2 anti-tank units and attacks 921. He scores a single hit, but that is negated by the defense roll of the unit. The Tiger moves into the truck hex, but is blocked from attacking by the heavy cover. The STUG, or Stug, moves into the light cover and attacks 921. He scores 2 hits, with 1 being negated by the defense roll. He draws the no effect counter. An AT moves into the same hex as the single rifle company, targeting 921. He scores a single hit despite having moved, and the result is a casualty. The second AT advances into the hex with 2 rifle companies, but fails to score a hit. An armored car moves into light cover, but cannot attack because the line of sight is blocked. Another armored car advances, but also cannot attack because of the cover. Now an enemy rifle unit advances into a hex with infantry and attacks and misses. A second enemy rifle unit advances into the same hex and manages to score a hit, causing suppression. A third rifle unit enters the same hex and scores 2 hits. Drawing an exposed and commander wounded results. 1 truck cannot move despite an advance to cover order because no cover is close enough. A second truck does manage to advance into high cover in the same hex as the Panzer IV, and now it is the Allies' turn to attack. The attack begins with Unit 921, removing the suppressed damage counter and replacing it with a single stress counter on Sanders. The HE attacks on a rifle unit strike, and the unit is destroyed. The 902 attacks a rifle unit in the same hex and manages to destroy it as well. The 1111 attacks the AT unit and succeeds, managing to remove that unit. The 931 uses indirect fire on the Panzer IV due to cover, but misses. The 501 moves to heavy cover and fires on the AT unit and misses. The 301 attacks the last rifle unit remaining and manages to destroy it. The 042 proceeds into heavy cover, attacks the Panzer IV, and also manages to destroy it. The first turn has now ended. The second turn begins with the 1111 unit expending a tactics counter so it can participate in the fast step along with the slow step. It attacks the AT unit, but misses. The enemy movement is a 9 for the turn, and the Panzer III moves 1 hex and attacks the 501. It scores 2 hits, a hull and explosion which destroys a unit and kills its commander, Blair. The Tiger moves to heavy cover and attacks 042 and manages to score a gun hit. The Stug moves forward and attacks the 921, inflicting a mowed-down damage which eliminates the unit along with its commander, Sanders. While 1 enemy car moves forward and fails in its attack, the other moves into light cover and attacks 902, wounding Commander Reisner. The AT moves into the same hex as 042, attacks it, and inflicts a glancing and suspension hit. Both trucks move forward and cannot attack as a result. The turn now shifts to the Allies. The 301 targets the AT unit and succeeds in destroying it. The 042 destroys the Panzer III, which results in the enemy forces being dropped to half strength. 902 destroys a truck, while 931 manages to obliterate an armored car. All this while 1111 remains quiet. By using the command tactic, Unit 301 proceeds to the fast step, attacks and destroys the Stug. The enemy movement roll is a 3, so none of their forces can advance. The Tiger attacks 042, scores a glancing and engine hit. The truck cannot move or attack, but the remaining armored car fires and misses 902. This ends the turn. While the 931 scores a hit on the Tiger, that is negated by the defense. The 1111 moves forward to engage the Tiger, causing 2 stress on the commander, Red Tree. The effort was worth it because the attacks succeed, which destroys the Tiger. The enemy battalion has been effectively destroyed, which ends the battle. In the post-battle phase, the Inspiring Leader event card is drawn, reducing by 1 all stress commanders have experienced in the battle. Battalion 9A was destroyed. Its counter was removed from the enemy operational movement area, and its battalion card is discarded. 4 victory points have been earned, but each commander suffers 2 stress from going into battle, with a cool rating subtracting from that amount. All of them have earned experience points, but none of them can be promoted. At the end of the week, the battle against 4A is conducted, which results in an additional 3 victory points for a total of 7 for the week, which exceeds expectations. Plus 7 SO points are earned for the following week, which can be used to repair units or replace commanders. 3 SO points are held back to make 5, with the 2 provided by the Special Conditions card. The enemy battalions are now moved save for 6A, which is fixed. The result is 10A advancing to the front, 11A and 1S advancing, while the remaining battalions hold in place. This ends the first week of the battle for Sherman Leader.